Hi, this is Mark Chockalingam. Recently, I had a conversation with someone about asset bubbles. And the general question was, is there a bubble induced by this AI phenomenon in the world market, particularly in the US market? The US market has done exceedingly well in the last 3 years. In 2023, it returned 25%, followed by another 25 to 27% in 2024. And then currently, we are on track to finish the year about 16%. So this is just marvelous back to back 3 year performance after the 2022 downturn in the stock market. Largely, this return in the S&P 500, which is a collection of the largest 500 companies in the United States, is pretty much dominated by what is called as the Mag 7, the Magnificent Seven, which are the large cap companies, technology companies in the US, which include Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, Tesla, Nvidia, and and a couple other companies. So, so this is kind of a concentrated performance, and it is not undeserved because the Mag 7 has been very good in terms of earnings and cash flow. And also, there is quite a bit of AI boom and AI expectation driving the market. So, will this AI bubble carry the market forward in 2026? That's a good question. Or is there a bubble at all? And what is an asset bubble? The only thing investors have to be cautious about is what happens if there is a rude awakening and if the AI tide turns around. The closest comparison would be the Japanese asset bubble in 1989 when the Nikki index topped 39,000 points on the Nikki. And the bubble burst after 1989, 1990 and beyond. For the next 25 years, the Japanese stock market was in the doldrums. And it took almost 35 years for the Japanese stock market to recover back to the 39,000 level. And that happened in 2024. So imagine somebody invested at the peak in 1989. I'm just talking hypothetically. In 1989, in the Japanese stock market, they will have a zero return for 35 years. So that risk is always looming, especially if you're chasing a bubble market. I'm not sure if it's a bubble market. I'm just saying hypothetically, if it is a bubble, then obviously we have that risk. So something to think about. If this is an asset bubble, if there is an AI bubble, we do know that it's concentrated, but there are pockets of stock market that are very reasonably valued and primed to do well. But if there is a bubble burst, it has other systemic contagion that could affect everything. Credit markets, there will be margin calls. So even the good, reasonably valued companies could get affected. So something to think about. It's not an alarm, but it also depends on what your situation is and what your cash needs are. So if you're retiring in the next 5 years, you have to be extremely cautious about chasing the so-called asset bubble. So have a happy Sunday, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.